In a bold and potentially transformative move, the Chicago Bears have signaled their intent to reshape the franchise's identity heading into the 2025 NFL season. Among the roster updates, the spotlight has unexpectedly fallen on a relatively obscure name, Thibodeaux Johnson, a safety out of Oregon who went undrafted in 2025. While fans and analysts debate the Bears' defensive blueprint, Johnson's arrival has sparked a quiet but growing belief that this offseason could be laying the foundation for something remarkable in Chicago. Johnson's journey to the NFL hasn't been conventional. Starting his college career at Ole Miss, the safety transferred to Oregon, where his impact was immediate and powerful. Over 2 seasons, he recorded 5 interceptions and 8 pass deflections, building a reputation as a turnover machine. What makes Johnson stand out isn't just his playmaking ability. It's his versatility. He can drop back as a free safety, cover from the slot, or step up in the box, all while demonstrating an elite football IQ. This versatility seems tailor-made for Chicago's new coaching regime. Ben Johnson, the recently appointed head coach and offensive strategist, has long been praised for maximizing the talent of undervalued players. Now turning his focus to the defensive side, Johnson appears eager to see if Thibodeaux can evolve into more than just a camp body. The Bears' current depth at safety includes veterans like Kevin Byard III and rising players such as Kyler Gordon. While Gordon has secured the slot role, Byard is nearing the twilight of his career, potentially opening a window of opportunity for Johnson. He'll need to fight for backup snaps initially, but given his instincts and versatility, he might carve out a specialized role in sub-packages. Analysts see Johnson as the type of high-upside prospect who can thrive in a modern, pass-heavy NFL, especially in the NFC North, where offensive firepower from Detroit and Minnesota demands a deep and reactive secondary. If Johnson performs in camp even half as well as he did at Oregon, the Bears' secondary depth chart could undergo a serious reshuffle. While the fan base is divided, some see him as a long shot while others whisper comparisons to underdog legends like Charles "Peanut" Tillman. There's no denying that Johnson is the kind of risk that could yield massive returns. If he delivers, he may become the unexpected cornerstone of a revitalized Bears defense. But the Bears front office isn't just betting on rookies. Major headlines this offseason have revolved around aggressive pursuits for established defensive powerhouses, signaling that this organization is playing for keeps. While Thibodeaux Johnson represents the Bears' low-risk, high-reward strategy, Chicago is simultaneously exploring high-stakes moves to supercharge their defense, most notably in their pursuit of elite pass rushers. 2 names have surfaced: Trey Hendrickson of the Cincinnati Bengals and Kayvon Thibodeaux of the New York Giants. Trey Hendrickson, who led the NFL in sacks last season, is reportedly available for trade after contract extension talks with Cincinnati stalled. At 30, the veteran edge rusher is still a force of nature with 57 sacks since 2021 and 4 consecutive Pro Bowl appearances. He's exactly the kind of immediate impact player Chicago craves. Why would the Bengals move on from their star defender? Financial dynamics appear to be the core issue. Hendrickson has 1 year left on his contract and is reportedly seeking a 2-year extension worth around $62 million. With communication reportedly strained, Hendrickson even hinted at frustrations on national broadcasts. Cincinnati granted him permission to seek a trade. This isn't the first time the Bears have swung big for a defensive playmaker. In 2018, they made headlines with the blockbuster acquisition of Khalil Mack. History may be repeating itself. Head coach Ben Johnson and general manager Ryan Poles appear committed to giving rookie quarterback Caleb Williams not just offensive protection, but a defense that can change games. The current Bears defensive front already includes Montez Sweat and rookie Shamar Turner, a promising second-round pick. But Turner remains a developmental prospect, and the team still lacks a dominant edge presence. Adding Hendrickson to this mix would create a ferocious duo that could terrorize opposing quarterbacks in a division packed with offensive firepower. Of course, there's the question of cost. Cincinnati is unlikely to part with Hendrickson without high draft picks or a starting caliber player in return. Poles, known for his patience and preference for asset accumulation, must weigh the value of a short-term gain against long-term flexibility. Some within the Bears community advocate for an all-in approach, believing that Hendrickson's presence would immediately elevate the defense into top-tier territory. Others are wary of sacrificing future draft capital for a player entering the latter stage of his prime. But while Hendrickson would bring immediate results, the Bears are also considering a younger, more developmental option in Thibodeaux. Drafted 5th overall by the Giants in 2022, Thibodeaux has yet to hit his full potential. He posted 5.5 sacks in 12 games in 2024, a respectable output, though far from elite. Yet at just 25 years old, Thibodeaux still offers the kind of raw talent that excites coaches and front offices. The Giants may be heading toward a rebuild and could be open to parting with Thibodeaux for a 2nd or 3rd round pick. For the Bears, this presents a tantalizing opportunity. Thibodeaux, paired with Sweat and bolstered by veteran support like Grady Jarrett and Andrew Billings, could be developed into a long-term star. Under the guidance of defensive coordinator Dennis Allen, known for his creative schemes, Thibodeaux's ceiling could finally be realized. Imagine a defensive front where Thibodeaux and Sweat rotate snaps, disguising blitz packages and overwhelming offensive lines. Yet the concerns remain. Thibodeaux lacks consistency, and New York's asking price might exceed his current value. With many fans still smarting from previous draft busts, the idea of investing in another project carries its own risks. Still, if acquired for a modest pick, Thibodeaux could be one of the biggest bargains of the offseason. Whether the Bears opt for the proven veteran in Hendrickson or the young wild card in Thibodeaux, one thing is clear. The team is no longer content with mediocrity on defense. While Chicago's defensive overhaul dominates headlines, the Bears' commitment to quarterback Caleb Williams and the offensive unit is equally aggressive. The franchise's next focus may be on bolstering the run game, and a familiar name has emerged as a potential answer: Jamal Williams. After passing on standout Ashton Jeanty in the draft and selecting Kyle Monagai in the 7th round, Chicago still needs a bruising, experienced back to complement DeAndre Swift. Williams, now a free agent, could be the ideal fit. At 30 years old, Williams is no longer the workhorse he once was, but his resume speaks volumes. With over 40,200 career rushing yards, 32 touchdowns, and nearly 1,050 receiving yards, he remains one of the most dependable power backs in the league. His best season came in 2022 under Ben Johnson's system in Detroit, when he racked up 1,166 yards and a league-leading 17 touchdowns. Swift brings explosiveness and pass-catching ability, excelling in open space and outside zone schemes. But what Chicago lacks is a physical runner who can convert short yardage downs, dominate in the red zone, and take pressure off their rookie quarterback. Williams, even at this stage of his career, still brings that edge. With the NFC North boasting some of the league's most physical defenses, like Detroit's front seven and Minnesota's versatile blitz schemes, the need for a balanced rushing attack becomes critical. A Swift-Williams duo could give the Bears the flexibility to keep defenses guessing, open up play-action opportunities, and protect Williams during his developmental season. There are risks, of course. Williams comes with a higher price tag than most 30-year-old backs, and his production dipped last year. Some fans would prefer a more dynamic, younger option like Nick Chubb, or to give rookies like Monagai more reps. But in a win-now context, Williams offers something rookies rarely do: reliability. If he can even recapture a portion of his 2022 form, he could prove to be the final piece in an offense designed to maximize Caleb Williams' strengths while mitigating growing pains. The pairing also makes sense from a schematic standpoint, with Ben Johnson already familiar with how to get the best out of the veteran runner. This isn't just about numbers, it's about tone setting. Williams is known for his toughness and leadership, attributes that could galvanize a young locker room and serve as a stabilizing force throughout the season.
With the possible additions of Taishim Johnson on defense, a splash trade for Hendrickson or Thibodeaux, and the steady presence of a veteran like Jamal Williams, the 2025 Chicago Bears are assembling a roster that looks vastly different from years past. The mood in Chicago has shifted. No longer rebuilding in theory, the Bears are building actively and aggressively. And if the gamble pays off, the team could be headed back to the postseason for the first time in years. The question remains, will these strategic risks transform the Bears into legitimate contenders, or will they come up just short of greatness?